Customers and employees are producing millions of signals critical to your business. How they feel, what they like, why this product and not that, where they're spending money, what could be better, or what would make them happier, spend more, and be more loyal. These signals are flooding into your organization in live time. Medallia captures all these signals and makes sense of them, so you can understand every experience along every journey. Our artificial intelligence analyzes all these signals to detect patterns, identify risk, and predict behavior, so you can fix problems before they happen and double down on opportunities to make experiences extraordinary. Because with Medallia, customers build the best products, employees build the best companies, and together, we build the best brands.
Please welcome President and CEO of Medallia, Leslie Stretch.
Wow, what a welcome, what a welcome. Welcome to beautiful San Diego, gloomy San Diego. Isn't it beautiful to be here in this wonderful property, this beautiful Hilton hotel. We're going to be talking to Hilton, one of our very first ever customer. We're going to be talking to the general manager, Steve, here. When he comes on, please don't shout out that the towels are scratchy. They've done a great job. It's a fantastic venue, absolutely beautiful. Thank you for taking your time to come here. And when we're building up to this conference, I always say to my team, look, people are coming from their homes and offices, and this needs to be entertaining and compelling. And I promise you it's going to be a fantastic day. The core of it is going to be our customers. So it's going to be absolutely superb. Just let me say a few words of thanks for some of the things that have happened already. Yesterday, I had the great pleasure to sit at the feet of the high priest of loyalty, the president of customer activism, right? So Fred Reichelt, it was phenomenal. He kicked off the customer day. We had a packed house. It was superb. So thank you to him and thank you to Bain for sponsoring the forum, the executive forum yesterday, which was superb. And it's just going to be a lot bigger next year, I have to say, but it was excellent. And thank you very much to Sudeep Raj from Accenture and his team for sponsoring the VIP dinner last night. It was absolutely superb. I heard that a bit too much wine was drunk at some of the tables, but that dinner is good. It's not to be missed, by the way. That's the dinner where I choose the wine and Accenture pay for it, and which I love. And so we're going to have that again next year. So this branding phrasing that you see behind us is what I've learned about Medallia. I'm the newest customer experience professional in the room, by the way, just so you know. I'm nearly a year in my job, in my role, and my team is already getting sick of me and very, stop going so fast. And we have covered a lot of ground in the last 10, 11 months. And so, but I thought, when I think about Medallia and I think about experience management and I think about the future and I think about customer capitalism and I think about feedback and experience management, this is really what it's all about. Customers absolutely build the best products. And today and tomorrow we're going to have our inaugural customer advisory boards here where customers get a chance to influence and build the roadmap. And a lot of people say that, a lot of technology companies talk about that, but as I go through my discussion, you'll see why it's absolutely central to this company's roadmap going forward. So this isn't about us, it's all about you. It is all about you. We've developed a new strikeout campaign that we're running, okay, and we're running it across the world. We have our first billboard up in the 101 in the Bay Area, and we're just exhibiting here the strikeout campaign ideas that we have, but it really is all about you. And so engagement with other customers and learning their use cases, learning their issues and challenges is what this conference is going to be about going forward. We're more than 2,000 people here. Thank you very much for taking the time and joining us. It's phenomenal. It's a record. It's 40% up on the prior year. However, it's probably going to be 100% up next year. The momentum in the space and with your companies is just incredible. So my talk is going to be about digital transformation and the transition of power. You have to talk about digital transformation when you're a technology company, don't you? You have to, right? And so we're going to talk about that, but we're going to put it in the context that it really needs, right? But before we get into that, I want to talk about the future, right? I love to think about the future. I don't know anyone that isn't excited by the word future. I don't know anyone that's not excited about the future. Even my kids are excited about the future. They're not excited about having to pay for it, but they're excited about the future. And so, I kid you not, I got a text message this morning from one of my children looking for $500 because they're in Europe having graduated high school. And just so you know, where I come from, I am a US citizen, but I'm from Scotland. We don't have graduation of middle school or high school. When I graduated high school, my head teacher said to me, Stretch, we don't want to see you again. Go down to the pub and never darken our door ever again. That's high school graduation, Scottish style. Welcome to Scotland, right? So everyone graduates, and everyone's a winner. When you have to sit, listen, I kid you not, on Friday night, I had to sit on a seat made by the American Orthopedic Association, which is not a good thing, right? I had to sit on a tin seat for 2 hours, and I sat next to one of my friends. My name is Stretch, S, we're way down the list. I sat next to a friend whose name was Corda, C, and he said, wow, it's a pity you're way down the list. And I said, where do you think you're going in the next 2 hours? You're going to have to sit on this seat as well, you know? But graduation, wow. Anyway, so the future is, so where that slide came from, it's all about you, is that we gave my son a graduation card. We all gave him a graduation card with a little bit of money in it. And one of his siblings, I have 5 children, and one of his siblings gave him a card and it said, finally, it's all about you, right? Because when you've got 5 kids, it's never about you. So that's where I picked that up from. Beautiful. Right, the future, it's important for all of us. We've really got to understand the implications of the huge forces, the great forces that are moving our customers and our customers' customers' sentiment around in chaos. We've got to understand this, and we've got to understand the role of technology to help us control what's happening. Things are changing. So the British demographer Paul Morland just published this book, The Human Tide, which I recommend to all of you. The Human Tide shatters all the myths that we have about population expansion, population growth, and how we're going to overrun the planet and its resources. So the population growth in the last 50 years has been cut in half, right? It's incredible. Growth is actually declining. This is the only technology conference, the only experience conference where you will hear the words wolves and bears, right? Okay? And I put this up actually for Petco, for Ron, who's speaking tomorrow in a keynote, because they like pets, right? Wolves and bears. So wolves and bears are actually overrunning parts of rural France and Spain. It's unbelievable, isn't it, when you think about it? I'm being dramatic to make the point, but there is a change taking place that we all need to be acutely aware of, and it underlines why this category, this experience management field is so exciting for everyone today. So the other thing that's going on is that the global median age is rising. The average age in the United States today, anyone have a guess what the average age today in the US is?
35, 38, 85.
Great guesses. 39, I'll put you out of your misery. 39 and going up. Roxanne said 62. I'm only 57, Roxanne. That was a subliminal slip, wasn't it? I'm only 57. So it's concerning to a degree, and there's some good and bad news in that. But it's much worse in other countries. It's nearly 50 in Japan, okay? And Japan's population is now in decline. The flags below the line are countries where population growth, where the fertility rate is not sufficient to sustain the population growth or the current population. This is a huge change for us. And we're thinking, and I know there's a lot of millennials here who are thinking, what is this old guy talking about? And this is way out in the future. Why should I worry? Why is it important for my business? All right? But this is going to come, I promise you, a lot faster than you think. I read a great quote the other day that said, you tend to become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I spend the most time with a 15-year-old, a 17-year-old, a 22-year-old, a 29-year-old, and a 30-year-old. Makes my average age about 25. And my wife says that my mental age is about 19. So I feel youthful. I'm not sure that that's the way that she meant it, but I feel youthful. But the average age is rising, and it has huge implications for all of our businesses. There's some good news in it, though. People are actually getting richer, right? They are getting richer, and I'll come on to that in a moment. This is the public sector manifestation of a population crisis, right? And we all know, apologies to our government friends and colleagues here, but we all know that when government gets involved in procreation, it becomes a bit of a mess, right? And so this is what's happening around the world. My favorite is Do It for Denmark. It's incredible, right? Denmark's really in trouble. But you know, the worst thing, if you actually look at the publicity video sponsored by the government for this campaign, people actually don't do it in Denmark, they go to Paris, and, which is kind of interesting. I don't know about you, but when the government starts to talk to me about procreation, it's a little bit of a turn-off, right? So I'm not sure this is working out. And actually, all the demographic predictions, to be serious, are for an accelerating downward trend. This is very important for us. South Korea's birth rate or fertility rate is now 1.26. It's way below the numbers necessary to sustain the current population. So big implications for us. So fewer customers. Not so many fewer that we need to run out of here in a panic and phone our CEOs and tell them, wow, the customer pool's getting scarcer. Leslie said the customer pool's getting scarcer. Let's create a crisis. But it will come quickly. Good news, they're getting richer. Bad news, less loyal than ever. Loyalty schemes, tokens, software companies have failed. Very small percentages of our customers are prepared to sign up explicitly for loyalty schemes. So the key to this whole theme is how do we engender loyalty unobtrusively? And how do we capture the unsaid, the unwritten? That's the key. How do we capture the unsaid and the unwritten, not the explicit feedback? Survey volumes are small. Responses are small, 10 to 15% if you're lucky, typically. Digital responses are super high. The world's moving way beyond the survey. We have one customer now in their first 30 days of using our conversations module, hitting more than 45 million messages. These are 45 signals, real-time signals, that go into the platform, stay there forever, that they never had. This is a huge searchlight on their customer base that they never had. We're going way beyond the survey, and we need to work very hard, harder than ever, to engender loyalty in our customer bases. So all of this is a bit of fun, just to set the scene and get us thinking provocatively about the future. The customer activist, the activist consumer. Look at this. It is absolutely de rigueur to have a Game of Thrones reference in a technology presentation, I am told. So this was foisted upon me by the GOT fan base. But look at this. It actually ultimately wasn't successful, but 1 million signatures. What sad people. What are they doing, 1 million signatures? Let's redo the episode, you know? I probably should admit that I was one of those signatures because I absolutely loved Daenerys, and it was a tragedy to see the last episode. But I think it is what it is, right? Consumer activism is at an all-time high. Employee activism is at an all-time high. It's a good thing. It's going to help us render better products and services. It's a great thing. Customer acquisition costs are going through the roof. So consumer example and business-to-business example. Long-time value to customer acquisition cost ratio is challenged for business-to-business companies. That's why we've acquired StrikeDeck, one of our new business-to-business solutions. In the B2C space, it's the same story. This is cost of Facebook impressions. So this is an issue, right? Why do we want to do this? Isn't it better to keep our customers loyal? That's the way to drive down customer acquisition costs. This is a huge issue, and this is up to the minute. The data is up to the minute. And this isn't getting better, right? Combine this with the fewer, richer, disloyal theme, right? And we have more and more challenge. We have to work harder and harder and be more and more thoughtful and embrace consumer capitalism. Digital transformation is one of the biggest myths and the biggest misses in our industry. Digital transformation isn't our industry telling you what to do. There's tons of companies telling you what to do with digital transformation. I have done in my 10, 11 months here more than 200 field visits with customers, many of you that I'm happy to see here. And I have talked with people about digital transformation. I've had CEOs of some of the biggest and best brands in the world saying to me, I don't know what digital transformation is, but I think I need some of it, right? And that's being purveyed by our industry. You need some digital transformation. And the reason you need digital transformation is because I need to sell a shit ton of product, right? And it's all digital. And it's not very compelling. And so 900 billion wasted. Over what period is this 1.3 trillion spend and 900 waste? Anyone have a guess over what length of time? Yeah, it's only 12 months. I mean, it is criminal. So number one, two themes on digital transformation. Number one, digital transformation started 2 decades ago in the palm of the hand of our customers. In fact, it started in the 90s when people started to live life in 3 clicks. Search, add to the basket, buy. That's how people are living. And they've been living that way for more than 2 decades. Our customers own digital transformation. They're already transforming. We're not transforming them and presenting a better offer. We're playing catch up. This industry's playing catch up, and there's a ton of nonsense being taught. It's not about X and O data and noughts and crosses and tic-tac-toe. It's about why. It's about why our customers leave. It's about why they stay, why they buy more, and why they don't. It's all about why, right? And the digital transformation efforts today have missed the point. Number one, digital transformation is controlled and owned by our customers, not by Silicon Valley, number one. Number two, digital transformation is about customer experience. And for customer, read employee, read citizen, read patient. And we'll talk about all these themes, right? Digital transformation is about customer experience. Customer experience is not a peripheral thing. People talk about digital transformation, they talk about CRM, they talk about e-commerce and all kinds of other things, right? And then they talk about customer experience as if it is another thing on the list. Our conviction, and we make no apologies for this point of view, is that customer experience is at the center of digital transformation. And if you do one thing when you go back, if you're thinking about getting into this, and automating platform and signal versus survey. When you go back, CX is a starting point. It's a great starting point for digital transformation. In fact, it's the only starting point. Right? So that's our proposition to you. Those two things about digital transformation are absolutely key to the way we think about the future. It's the golden age of customer experience and the golden age of feedback. It's the golden age because we have breakthrough technologies now that we can actually deploy at scale. The breakthrough technologies that we're talking about is massive data platform, massive unstructured data platform, our own in-memory technology, deeply boring stuff, but absolutely vital. Our own PII layer, our own privacy and personal information control environment, our own security environment, and this is the distinction I'm trying to draw. I'm sorry to say it, but it's the end for the survey companies. It really is the end. And when we get to tell the Medallia story in public this year, in 2019, people will realize that. And many of you already do, and you're telling the story for us and with us, and it's absolutely fantastic. But we've got to deploy these technologies to understand our customer, understand the loyalty issue, understand the demographic issue, and it makes us smarter than anyone else in the room. I don't mean Medallia, I mean you. I want to talk a bit about employee. We've talked a lot about customer. And it struck me that we have more than 600 fabulous brands of the world on our customer platform today, which we're very grateful for. And we're rendering a better and better and better product and service with you. Every single day, I look at Voices and Medallia Mobile, and I look at individual feedback. I read them every day. I spend an hour every morning, and then I look in and I act. I click on one of your, we have a very high threshold for dissatisfaction. So I click on an 8, and I will send it off. Or I'll click on a 10, and I'll send it to Josh Rose in New York and say, this customer said, you are a hero. Right? And I can communicate. I can have a virtual cup of coffee with every single team member in Medallia and every single customer we have through Medallia Mobile. Right? But it struck me, with 600 brands in the customer platform, we only have today, having introduced recently the employee solution, we only have today about 24 brands on the employee platform. And we have about 3 million plus employees on that platform. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of customers on the platform. We have 3 million employees on the platform. I believe that team members have the biggest impact on customer experience. Yet we're all coming from behind, guys. We're all coming from behind, right? 24 customers with employees on the platform. And this is not about a talent feedback system. This is about the junction of the employee and the customer. What is the impact of the employee on the customer? If you think about a restaurant example, and now we're using Medallia for customer. We have a searchlight on the customer. We're moving to voices. We're moving to text. We're moving to conversations. We're moving to real-time feedback. And we see the customer very clearly. But we don't know if we're equipping our team members to do their job and serve the employee. And actually, somebody last night, I won't embarrass him, but a brilliant individual that I sat next to at dinner last night said to me, why aren't we starting with team members? Why aren't we starting with team members? So call to action, think about team members on the same platform as the customer. There's a massive return on investment if we get this right. Massive. And we can't depend on the talent HR companies to do that. It's not their field. They don't have the unstructured data that can challenge the volume. They don't have the PII layer, the security and personal information and privacy layer. They don't have the HIPAA compliance, and none of the survey companies have that. And that's what we need. Medallia spent more than $500 million building this platform. We want you to get the benefits of that. Right? So think about it. Team members on the platform. Government's getting in on the act, the FACE Act, very clear, right? The desire to deliver a different level of service and experience. We're moving into digital democracy, citizen experience. It's fantastic. We're all into several government organizations, working with them, and I'm telling you, they are visionaries, and we are going to learn. Once they get this ramped up, we are going to learn a lot from the citizen experience programs that are underway. Healthcare. Think about the demographic. Think about the aging population. We should all be most concerned about healthcare and our healthcare experience and the patient experience. We need to be very concerned about that for a lot of good reasons. I'm very concerned about that. It's really important. The CAPS survey approach in healthcare that some of you are aware of is antiquated. It hasn't changed since 1996. Think about digital transformation and the revolution that's taken place already, and we're still using paper-based surveys, phone surveys. Now we're doing it because technology didn't provide the secure enough environment to make it work. That's why people are doing it. They're not doing it because they don't know what they're doing, and they have to work with this HCAPS regime that some of you will know about. It's worth researching HCAPS. There's a ton of opportunity to improve the patient experience through real-time digital feedback. The winners in the experience economy are going to be characterized by a lot of things that I heard yesterday during the customer day, a lot of things that we're going to talk about in the next 2 days. But fundamentally, it's about understanding that the survey is a small part of it. It's very important. It's still very, very important. But the signal field that we emit automatically is what all of our customers are interested in. And capturing that, there are entire companies who think they are transforming us digitally. There are entire companies based on one signal, Medallia is about capturing all of the signal paths and all of the ones that you can imagine as customers. So the winners will absolutely deploy new technology. They will understand every journey, right? And we just acquired a business that Krish is going to talk about, and we're going to talk about later on, that helps us understand the context of the journey or the episode, as we were talking about in the Bain-sponsored executive forum yesterday. Super discussion. So seeing the customer in the context of their journey and understanding that end to end, that's absolutely central to today's digital transformation. Anticipate needs and use practical machine learning to make predictions at massive scale. A lot of the things we do, and you know this, are actually very simple, but we do them at massive scale. That's the difference. We do them with privacy and security intact. That's the difference, right? And to apply practical machine learning and create predictions at massive scale is a huge time saver, is hugely valuable, and much more reliable than human prediction. So that's the second thing they'll do. And then transform experiences. These are the characteristics of winners. Now, we want to tell you of what Medallia is doing in this space, and we want to talk about product. We want to get into product. You've got to see the customer keynotes today and tomorrow. You've got to see Holland America. You've got to see Samsung. These are incredible. You're going to be thrilled. At the end of my keynote, we're going to bring on Hilton and IBM and Harley-Davidson and Bank of America, just great, top of their game practitioners, and you're going to love that section. But before we go there, I want to introduce to you our product roadmap. And you're going to see, we're going to cover a ton of ground. You're going to see some very nice, what look like deceptively simple demos. Just please remember, there is so much going on in the background, and you're going to see this. There's nobody better to lead us through that than our Chief Product Officer, Krish Mantrabragada.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Experience 19. So you heard Leslie talk about how customer experience is at the heart of digital transformation. Now I'd like to show you how the Medallia Experience Cloud platform is enabling you to transform the experiences of your customers. We'll highlight key aspects of the platform, showcase both innovations that we are launching today, as well as our roadmap for the next 12 to 18 months. So let's get started. Your customers are interacting with you in more places, in more ways, and more channels than ever before. They're calling you on your call center, online, in-store, social media, through your products, through your employees. The list goes on. As part of these interactions, they're sharing data. They're emanating signals, leaving breadcrumbs that can tell a lot about who they are, what they're experiencing, what they care about, what they don't care about. You need to be listening to all of these signals, not just what they're telling you in their surveys. Our vision is to enable you to capture all of these signals from every human, digital, and IoT interaction at scale, so you can truly understand the customer's experience. Now, last year, we sent billions of surveys. Direct solicited feedback through surveys continues to be a powerful signal to understand customer experience. But we're seeing exponential growth in some of the other signal areas as well. Digital, feedback from your website properties, in-app interactions, we saw over 7 billion of them last year. Social reviews, people share their experiences on Facebook, Twitter, Google, rating review sites. And we did over 100 million of them last year. Calls into your call center. We've been processing IVR-based feedback for many years now. And now with our partnership, the likes of CallMiner, we are able to analyze every incoming call for emotion, for tonality, for sentiment. Connected devices. So we launched Digital Anywhere, our product that helps you capture feedback signals from internet-connected devices last year here at Experience. Analysts predict that there will be over 300 billion devices all around us by 2020. Now, it's already embedded in many connected devices, and you'll hear from Samsung later today. And we're working with several others to get into additional platforms. Last year, we also launched Medallia Conversations, our product that enables you to engage in real-time conversations with your customers on Facebook Messenger, SMS, have a bidirectional dialogue with your customers throughout the journey, not just asking for feedback after the experience. And I'm pleased to announce that Conversations now also supports WhatsApp and WeChat, two of the most widely used messaging platforms in the world, giving you access to an additional 2.5 billion consumers worldwide. Now, it's not just only the engagement platforms that matter. The signals from transactions, from operational data, is just as important, which is why Medallia integrates with all your enterprise systems so that you can bring in signals from operational data as well, because while not everyone says, everyone does. And so by bringing together operational data alongside with all the other signals I talked about, we are enabling you to get a more complete picture of every customer's experience. But it's not enough just to engage with customers in different channels, capture feedback, and collect signals. A key challenge with these exploding channels is to avoid siloed engagement. Now, while all of these might seem like independent interactions at different touch points with different people, in many cases, they might actually be with the same person. You need to know that if the customer who complained about poor customer service in a survey is the same one who's been calling your call center 3 times the past week and whose modem has been resetting itself repeatedly. To truly understand the customer's experience, you need to first resolve the different identities of the customer in different channels and map all the signals you're collecting to that particular customer. And then start connecting the dots so you can see the world through the eyes of the customer in terms of their experiences along the journey. This is important because when a customer has a positive or negative sentiment, it's not usually because of one experience at one touch point. It's rather the sum total of emotions that they've had over multiple interactions along the journey. Now, to create this view for every customer, you need an experience system of record, one that can capture all of these signals from different interactions at different touch points along the journey for every single customer, and do that for millions of customers, collecting billions of signals across all their journeys. Now, last year, here at Experience, we shared our vision for our Experience Data Platform, Medallia's system of record for recording all of this experience data. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Experience Data Platform is here. And I'm extremely excited to announce 2 new products on the XDP platform. First, we call it CX360 Profiles. What this enables you to do is to create a 360-degree profile for every single customer. Map all their identities across multiple systems so that you know who they are. Create a timeline of all the interactions across multiple touch points in multiple channels. Understand their sentiment, their scores, the feedback that they've provided over extended period of time so you get a more complete picture of their experience. You can even group them into segments of customers that have had similar experiences, all designed to help you understand and get a much more deeper view of every single customer to drive loyalty and repeat behavior and increase revenue. This is truly unique because CRM doesn't have this kind of data. CRM is designed for enterprises from their point of view. What do I as an enterprise think of you as a customer? It's recording transactions in the past. This is all about what do you as a customer think of me as a business? All the interactions, all the feedback that you've provided, all the signals that we have captured so that we can truly help companies understand what their customers are experiencing. The second new product that I'm excited to announce today is CX360 Analytics. What this takes it one step further. It allows you to do journey analytics so that you can understand what paths do customers take and what different paths result in what different outcomes. Look at what bottlenecks exist in journeys. Perform root cause analysis. Do cohort analysis on customer segments so that you can understand the behavior of customers and get a deeper understanding of how to reduce churn, how to increase upsell. Even ad hoc analysis. What types of actions result in what types of outcomes? Now that you have access to all of this interaction data, you can answer all kinds of questions on the fly. Perform statistical analysis to look at impact of different parameters on your scores. We'll be launching CX360 Analytics next quarter, and are already initiating an early adopter program that I'd welcome you to come join us. Now with XDP, Experience Data Platform, you now have a data foundation to organize all the millions of signals for every single customer, and a whole new set of analytics to help you understand at a much deeper level customers, journeys, segments. But humans can only do so much. Buried inside all of this data are patterns, behaviors, insights that you didn't even know to look for that may hold the keys to solving many of your issues, many of your bottlenecks, and uncover opportunities. This is where AI machine learning can help. The power of artificial intelligence is that it can sift through a much, much larger data set, much more complex data set, and uncover opportunities that you didn't even know to look for, and prescribe the best actions leading to the desired outcome. And the best part of this is the more data AI processes, the better it gets. Now, last year, here at Experience, we announced and talked about Athena, AI and machine learning built right into the Medallia Experience Cloud platform. Now, we were one of the first in the industry to apply AI machine learning to customer experience with our text analytics product many years ago. With over 5 petabytes of data, experience data, Athena is purpose-built to make predictions to work at scale. Of course, respecting all the data privacy and compliance requirements. And all this data that is very unique to us, experience data, continuously powers our deep learning algorithms, making Athena smarter and better every day. And we are continuing to make our text analytics product better and better every day. And today I'm excited to release several new enhancements to text analytics. We'll have a whole set of new visualizations that help you get to the insights much more faster, much more intuitively, much more quicker. Theme comparisons, being able to compare time periods, segments, categories to highlight differences between themes and topics that have emerged, emerging themes, the ability to discover what new themes, what new topics have emerged since the last time or that you engaged with it. All these new capabilities and many more are available to you now, and we're rolling it out in our current release of text analytics. Now, I'm also super excited to launch our next new product on Athena, Athena Action Intelligence. It applies deep learning algorithms to evaluate every feedback signal and score it for risk. Now, how often have you come across a situation when a customer rates you, gives you a rating of 9, but you know when you read through the comments that they're not happy and they are at risk? Now, Athena can do this automatically for you. Go through every single piece of feedback signal and rate it for risk rating so that you don't have to. And this applies both to textual feedback signals as well as all other signals we capture for the customer. And generate automatically alerts and quantify that risk so that you can decide who to reach out to, when to reach out to, and what action to take. And when this is combined with the CX360 profiles I talked about earlier, you can now predict a composite score for every single customer, which is the combined assessment of all the individual feedback signals. Now, in addition to improving experiences at an individual level, Athena Action Intelligence also helps you make decisions that improve the experiences overall for everybody. Now, some of the best ideas of improving customer experience often come from your customers and your feet-on-the-ground employees. Now, it's impossible to go through every piece of suggestion, every comment, to identify which ones to consider, which ones are actually going to have an impact, and which one will have a material change on the metrics you care. This is where Action Intelligence helps, because it automatically applies deep learning on all of these pieces, millions of pieces of feedback, discovers the ones that are actionable, and scores and ranks them for the ones that generate the most amount of impact on your business. Ladies and gentlemen, Athena Action Intelligence is available here and now. Now, the potential of AI to help experiences is limitless, and we are constantly looking at new ways to develop technology that can either provide you surface more insights, as well as prescribe various types of actions. Over the course of the next year, we'll be launching several new exciting products, and I'll give you a preview of some of them. First is concept management. We've heard this feedback from many of you over the past few months. And what it does is it balances human and machine learning, giving users much more control over how they edit themes, how they group themes, look at relationships between themes, find the ones that are fastest growing so that they can get a much more control over how they consume the insights. Action Workbench will be launched. This is an interactive tool that helps you evaluate the impact of various actions you can take before rolling them out, so that you can do what-if scenario analysis to see which ones have the biggest impact. And my personal favorite, Ask Athena. You have a great idea, but you don't have a sense of how good it is, what impact it's going to have. Should you even try it? Just ask Athena. It will automatically score it against the key metrics, both your customer employee feedback, rank that idea, and then you can see whether you want to pursue it or not. All of these will be rolling out over the course of the next 12 months. Now, to show you this in action, please join me to welcome Mike Mohageg, our VP of Design, up on stage. Come on, Mike.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning, everybody. Let's see how Medallia helps understand and optimize customer journeys by looking at Gemstone Appliances Corporation. They sell through big box retailers and their own website. Here we have Jenna, who's buying a smart turbo internet-connected washing machine. I know you're probably thinking this is something out of the Jetsons or something like that, but this really exists. These products are out there. Definitely should check it out. She starts her journey online by ordering the washer from the Gemstone website, and she opts into WhatsApp for relevant notifications. She also provides feedback on the site. Gemstone uses WhatsApp for micro check-ins, like confirming delivery and installation times, and having a dialogue with Jenna throughout the journey. But this is actually Medallia Conversations integrated into WhatsApp. But when, after the installation is done, Jenna gives the washer a try. This high-tech machine automatically adjusts water level, temperature settings, and detergent settings based on the load. But the load's complete, and the wash didn't go so well. It's soapy, her clothes are completely sudsy. So she goes back to the WhatsApp conversation and lets Gemstone know about the issue. She provides all the details, and Conversations connects her with a live support agent who helps her recalibrate the machine to fix the issue. Now, what's really cool is that CX360 has captured all these touch points and created a profile for Jenna. In the timeline, we see every touch point Jenna's had, including the WhatsApp conversations, survey feedback, and so on. Medallia Athena has also automatically scored each touch point for at-risk level. Over in the comments, we see she's also expressed some irritations recently, shown by these TA text analytics sentiment highlights. And the scores module shows Jenna's most recent ratings. Medallia Athena has analyzed all this feedback and calculated a health score at the top. So while Jenna's most recent interaction, the issue with the washer, went well, Gemstone now knows that she's not entirely happy. Of course, CX360 is highly powerful for customers like Jenna who are responsive. But it turns out there's these mysterious people out there who don't provide feedback. They don't fill out surveys. And so, for instance, let's look at Paul. He bought one of these washers, but he hasn't responded to any surveys. He has, however, called the support center twice in a week. Through Medallia's partnership with CallMiner, we use integrated speech analytics to present the details of Paul's support calls, including call duration, emotion level, and even the key topics mentioned during the call. The timeline also shows diagnostic data from the washer. Gemstone Smart Appliances send these signals, and CX360 displays them along with all the other touch points, providing Gemstone a comprehensive view of the CX. Based on all these signals, Medallia Athena's predicted a poor health score for Paul as well. So Medallia empowers you to understand the journey for every customer, and that includes a silent majority. This level of customer-centric insight is unmatched in the industry. Now, Jenna and Paul may not be isolated cases. Is there a larger, sort of more systematic issue going on here with these smart washers? To get a sense of that, let's follow Penelope, a CX manager at Gemstone. She's responsible for customer experience on appliances. She logs into Medallia and sees that the NPS for washers is much lower than the other appliances and has declined a lot over the past few weeks. So she wants to dig deeper, and with Medallia's new journey view, she can drill into each step in the journey to see what's going on. She filters a view by washing machine, which makes it clear the issues here in the Smart Turbo washer. Feedback and sentiment for usage on that model are worse than the others. She clicks in the red square and reads comments specifically on usage for that model, which shows that some customers love the machine, while others complain about sudsy clothes. And in case you're wondering, this is the international symbol for sudsy clothes. But anyway, she wonders if the problem is with the machine itself. If that's the problem with the machine itself, why is it only impacting some customers? So to do even further analysis, Penelope leverages Medallia's new journey analytics capabilities. She starts with everyone who bought one of these smart washers, and that breaks out into those who provided feedback and those who didn't. Nothing too insightful there. So she adds the delivery step in the journey. This shows each delivery partner does about half the deliveries, and roughly the same percentage of customers from each partner end up in the promoter and detractor buckets. So delivery is not an issue. Penelope next adds the installation step and sees a curious pattern with the installation partners. Most customers who had integral installation flow into promoters, but those who had advantage installation are going into detractors. She clicks on the detractor segment, and in the key metrics sees unusually high rates of water use and load weight imbalances. She also reads several comments about sudsy clothes and needing help from support to recalibrate the machine. So Penelope's isolated the issue to advantage installation and knows that they're missing a step in the process. Notice that despite her initial impression, it's not a product issue. The deep dive analytics revealed that it's an installation issue. So she can alert the partners team to work with advantage installation and rectify that step. That will provide a better journey for their customers and reduce the additional support costs of recalibrating the machine. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. So now let's take a look at B2B customer experience. Now, Medallia has been helping B2B customers to understand and improve the customer experience along the entire B2B lifecycle for many years now. From learn, buy, deploy phases, to ongoing use and support, to renew and grow. Ultimately, with the goal to turn customers into loyal advocates, like all of you here. Now, we help systematically capture and analyze these signals and take action to provide a consistent customer experience across all touch points and all journeys, so you can continuously earn the loyalty of your business customers. Now, this is more important now than ever. In today's relationship economy, you need to earn the trust and loyalty of your customers every single day. Now, industries like telco and financial services have always been about relationships, but now virtually every business is turning into a relationship business. Take software as an example. In the software as a service, customers now are increasingly leasing software as a service and have the option to renew or not at the end of the period. So metrics like daily active users, monthly active users, the usage of your product features actually matter. Industrial products, if you look at aircraft engines as an example, are increasingly being sold as a service where customers pay for uptime. Entire supply chains are being offered as a service. So delivery times, shipments, project milestones, SLA performance up and down the supply chain actually have a material impact on customer experience. Even office space is being offered as a service. At Medallia, we recently moved some of our offices to WeWork facilities, where now WeWork has to worry about more than just providing us with 4 walls. It also has to worry about the quality of the internet service, the quality of the coffee that's served in the office, as well as the quality of furniture, et cetera, to continuously earn our business. Now, while relationships are also important in the consumer world, they are particularly catastrophic in B2B when a customer attrits. So retaining every single customer is a really big deal. In a recurring revenue business, the loss of revenue from churned accounts requires more and more bookings from new customers just to replace churn. In the example that you see above, this is a typical recurring revenue business. Over a 5-year period, The black line, which is the 0% churn, can lead to almost 60% more revenue than the 2.5% churn, the yellow line. And the green line, which is 2.5% expansion from upsell and cross-sell, can almost double your revenue in the same time period. And Wall Street loves this too. A 2% increase in retention can lead to almost a 20% higher multiple. And a 2% upsell, almost a 28% higher multiple. Now, B2B companies have the additional complexity that the nature of their relationships with their customers are also very complex. You've got a lot more stakeholders on your side that you have to coordinate and align, and a lot more on the customer side that you have to build loyalty and advocacy with. Now, it's critically important that value is being created for every single stakeholder and every customer. And every customer's success is being actively managed to continue and retain and grow your relationship. And to do this effectively, you need a 360-degree view of the whole account, just like the customer that I talked about earlier with CX360. This includes things like, how do your stakeholders feel about the entire experience as well as specific touch points? Have all the milestones and project deliverables been met, or have there been any delays? Is the usage of your product growing or waning? Has a key sponsor left the company? These are all important indicators that show the health of the relationship and the perceived customer experience. You need also the intelligence to analyze all of these signals so that you can predict the health of the account, uncover any risks and opportunities for cross-sell and upsell. And then tools, processes, and automation to systematically take action for each and every account. Alerts, action plans, work plans, playbooks. Now, many of you may have dedicated customer success teams that are focused on this activity. They need a tool. They need a system that can do this repeatably and at scale. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely excited to announce our recent acquisition of StrikeTech, the market leader in customer success management. StrikeTech's award-winning platform brings you visibility to every account's health and gives you the tools, the analytics, and the automation to proactively reduce churn, drive loyalty, and maximize revenue. With this acquisition, Medallia now provides uniquely to our clients both the intelligence on where to focus to improve the overall B2B customer experience, as well as the ability to take specific actions for each and every account. Now, to show you all of this in action, please join me to welcome Emily Nelson, our Senior Manager of Solution Consulting. Take it away, Emily.
Thanks, Krish. Hi, everybody. Today, we're going to be talking about Diamond Tech, a user of StrikeTech. Diamond Tech is an innovative company providing hardware and software products. And Amy is one of Diamond Tech's customer success managers. She manages 33 accounts simultaneously. And therefore, she relies on her StrikeTech Customer 360 dashboard to retain and expand her portfolio of accounts. She does this by driving product adoption, increasing customer satisfaction, and monetizing the value of the products utilized by her accounts. Now, Amy's just been notified by Slack that one of her top accounts, Atlas, health score has changed from green to yellow. Yikes. Using StrikeTech, she's able to go in and easily see what's contributing to this decline in score. Right away, she notices that 3 new support tickets have come in this week. She also sees a steady decline in usage metrics. And lastly, their renewal is only 3 months away. So the combination of these signals have moved the account health to yellow. But to help remediate, StrikeTech can automatically deploy playbooks associated to certain changes in account activity. These playbooks include predefined sets of actions to guide Amy through resolving this issue. In this case, the increase in support tickets and decline in usage has triggered StrikeDeck to deploy 2 different playbooks for Amy. Now, these playbooks contain both automated tasks, such as StrikeDeck directly emailing product tips and tricks to the customer, as well as tasks Amy's going to manage herself, such as setting up her customer meetings. Amy's able to follow the playbook's corrective action steps to restore the account health to green, as you can see, so she can focus on this renewal. StrikeDeck assisted Amy in systematically turning around the health of the account and also demonstrated the increase in health score and usage. And now, with Medallia, we can validate the satisfaction of this entire experience. So the following month, Amy's key account owner from Atlas provides feedback through their Medallia survey with a satisfaction score of 10 out of 10 and comments specific to how appreciative they were around Amy's responsiveness and support throughout this entire issue. Amy's naturally thrilled. So soon, she meets with her VP and guides her through all the activities she performed to turn this account around. And together, they launch the expansion playbook, allowing Amy to explore the growth potential within this account. StrikeDeck and Medallia provided Amy a comprehensive view across all of her accounts, with notifications for both operational metrics and customer feedback, resulting in the ability for her to easily manage and prioritize account health before it becomes too far at risk. Medallia and StrikeDeck will enable companies to stay ahead of customer churn, understand the entire journey, and expand business within each and every account. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Emily. So now we looked at customer experience, both from a B2C and a B2B perspective. Now, you heard Leslie talk about the importance of employee experience. Now, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Good cheese comes from happy cows. You want your employees to be happy and engaged, because at the end of the day, it's your employees that are providing and delivering great customer experience to all your customers. We all know that happy, energized, and empowered employees deliver a much better experience than unmotivated, disengaged, powerless ones. Now, mobile is a great way to engage your employees. Last year, we launched Medallia Mobile 3, our 3rd generation mobile application, and user engagement is higher than ever. About half of our mobile users use the application every single day. And now we're taking it one step further. I'm excited to introduce My Medallia Mobile, which will enable you to brand our mobile application and make it your own. Give it your own name, your own App Store icon, your own listing in the App Store, branding, color scheme, with all the greatness of Medallia Mobile underneath. This will support you in all your efforts to make experience a natural part of your brand and your culture. Medallia Mobile is available now, and we hope all of you will take advantage of that to really drive the employee engagement to a whole new level. Now, in addition to helping companies empower and engage their employees to provide great customer experiences, Medallia has also been helping companies to understand what can they do to improve the experience of their employees themselves. Now, just as in the case of the customer, we are enabling you to capture signals all along the employee life cycle, all the way from recruit to onboarding to ongoing life events until the time they separate from your company. Because even when an employee separates, the experience matters, and it can influence that of both your current as well as your future employees. Now, we have an entire suite of products that are targeted towards improving employee experience. Medallia has been helping companies engage to understand the pulse of their employee through employee engagement or through ongoing pulse and engagement surveys for quite some time. And last year, we expanded our product suite with 3 additional offerings. One, employee journeys and moments that can help you capture, analyze signals at specific steps, specific areas across the employee life cycle, whether it's recruiting, onboarding, or job changes, et cetera, according to your business needs. Employee ideas, to be able to easily capture, track, analyze, and respond to employee ideas on how to improve both the employee and customer experience. And employee services. This is targeted towards all the shared services teams like IT, help desk, workplace services that provide services to the employees so that they can also get continuous feedback and improve the quality of service that they provide to the employees. We'll also be expanding, just as I talked about CX360 profiles, we'll also be launching EX360 profiles so that you can construct a 360-degree experience profile for every one of your employees so that you can understand their career history, the feedback that they've provided, if they're in a customer-facing role, feedback that's been provided to them, their CX scores, their EX scores, to get a much more holistic view of the employee experience. Now, to show you our employee solutions in action, please again join me to welcome Kate Wuffler up on stage.
Thank you, Krish. Thank you. To see the power of the intersection between employee and customer experience, let's take a look at Bella Beauty, a national retailer of skin, hair care, and beauty products. Meet Amanda, a top-performing skincare specialist at the Bella Beauty gas lamp store in downtown San Diego. Bella Beauty has an entire EX360 profile about Amanda and her experience as a skincare specialist. Amanda has been feeling frustrated at work lately, largely because of a new facial service using an LED face mask that Bella Beauty recently rolled out, the Glow Facial. Amanda is addicted to reviewing her feedback in the Medallia mobile app, and now her favorite app is branded and personalized for Bella Beauty. Amanda checks this app daily, but as you can see, several customers have been complaining recently about the Glow Facial they receive from Amanda. This bothers her. She takes pride in delivering great service. Since she already has her app open, she goes back to her dashboard and decides to submit an idea. With the new Ideas module, it's easy for employees to submit an idea anytime from anywhere. And since every one of these ideas is tracked to completion within Medallia, employees don't just have to trust that action is being taken, they can see the progress themselves. Amanda clicks on the idea form and lets the team know she's been seeing some inconsistent results with those Glow Facials. She thinks everyone would benefit from a follow-up training. Amanda submits her idea and heads back onto the floor. She has another Glow Facial in 15 minutes. Now, let's meet another employee at Bella Beauty. This is Sam. Sam is the head of store operations. In addition to tracking customer feedback for stores, Bella Beauty runs a monthly employee engagement pulse check to stay close to employee sentiment. He notices that ENPS for store associates has declined since the last wave. This worries Sam, so he digs a little bit deeper to better understand what's going on. Sam checks if this drop is specific to any one region, but when he takes a look at his geomap, nothing stands out. Next, Sam checks ENPS by role. Immediately, he can see that ENPS for skincare specialists has declined this month, while other roles seem to be okay. Sam decides to dig further using Medallia text analytics. With the new comparison module, this enables Sam to compare themes and sentiment across categories to get to insights and notice trends significantly faster without having to read so many comments. Sam compares skincare specialists and makeup specialists since they're similar roles, and is interested in seeing the differences in their feedback coming up, both positive and negative. On the negative side, he sees stress, training, and development, and when reading through the associated comments, it's clear that skincare specialists are having a more frustrating experience. Next, Sam goes over to Theme Explorer to see what could be causing the frustration. Now, you've all seen Theme Explorer before. It applies artificial intelligence on millions of pieces of feedback data to automatically surface key themes in a simple, intuitive interface. But now we've taken it one step further. You can also surface up themes with the biggest changes in volume over time, so you can focus on the emerging ones. Sam filters to show emerging themes and sees glow. This must refer to the Glow Facials, the new service that Bella Beauty recently rolled out. When he clicks into Glow, the first bubble that he sees is inconsistent. As Sam reads through the comments associated with inconsistent, he clearly realizes there's a problem with the inconsistent results from the Glow Facial, but he needs to figure out how to fix it. Sam heads over to Athena Suggested Actions for help. Athena Suggested Actions applies AI and deep learning on thousands of comments and identifies those that have suggestions. It also identifies the top 3 most actionable and relevant suggestions with the largest potential impact. One employee, Jenny, has realized that the service is less effective for customers with oily skin, but this can be easily reconciled by giving the LED treatment more time in the 4-color setting. She shared this with her store, and now they're doing this for all their customers with oily skin and seeing great results. If you remember, Amanda also had a similar suggestion about the Glow Facial, but in this case, Jenny's suggestion has been bubbled to the top because it's the most actionable suggestion with the largest impact on employee NPS. In this case, 8.2 points. Sam also wants to evaluate the potential impact on customer NPS. So by clicking Evaluate Suggestion, Sam quickly sees that customer NPS will improve as well by 13 points. Sam now knows exactly what he needs to do to fix the issues with the Glow Facial and creates an action plan within his Medallia platform. First, he plans to work with the services team and comms team to let skincare specialists know the facial requires 10 more minutes in a 4-color setting for oily skin and to adjust appointment duration accordingly. And finally, and most importantly, he'll close the loop with both Jenny and Amanda to thank them for their ideas and let them know how impactful their suggestions were in improving both the customer and the employee experience at Bella Beauty. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. So maybe I should go get one. Even with my oily skin, I should be able to get, it'll work on me most likely. All right. So, can you go back one slide? So we talked about providing great experiences to your customers, to your employees, both B2B customers as well as B2C customers. Now, to do this repeatably and at scale, you need a world-class platform. Now, as Leslie described, we've invested over $500 million building this platform to adhere to the security, reliability, scalability, flexibility needs of some of the most demanding customers and iconic brands, both large and small, across the world. We captured and analyzed over close to 5 billion experiences last year, 8 trillion calculations a day, so that every dashboard, every report, every metric that you see is computed in real time and is always accurate. Our data privacy and security capabilities adheres to the strictest of the compliance standards and regulations. We have the most secure and scalable platform in the industry so that all of you can sleep tight at night. So as you can see, we announced several new exciting capabilities today and several more that will be coming in the next 12 months. So I'll do a quick recap of it, and we certainly have a very busy year ahead of us. We are continuing to help you engage with customers in more places through more tools. Conversations now supports WhatsApp and WeChat. Experience Data Platform is here so that you can now get a 360-degree profile for every single customer and perform a range of analytics like journey, path, others on top. We continue to deepen our AI machine learning capabilities with exciting enhancements to both text analytics, as well as we launched a new product, Athena Action Intelligence, today. We announced the acquisition of StrikeTech which will enable our B2B customers to manage the success of every single customer in addition to optimizing their end-to-end B2B journey. And last but not least, we expanded our employee suite with new offerings and the ability to personalize and brand our mobile application to help you drive further employee engagement in your organizations. I'd encourage all of you to visit the Experience Hub, where we'll be showcasing these products to take a much deeper look, as well as the product theater sessions, where we will be describing a lot of these in much more details. And with that, over back to you, Leslie. Thank you.
Great job, well done.
Thank you.
Tour de force, tour de force. A tour de force, Krish, it's fantastic. Where's the survey piece? I was waiting for the survey bit.
It was there, it was there.
Fantastic, that was super. So we saw a lot there, and as I said, deceptively simple, a ton, as you explained in the platform piece there, everything that's going on underneath is just incredible. Well done, great job.
Thank you.
And we'll have a bit of an in-joke here, so for the team, I've just been telling them backstage, no one really knows what we're saying here, but you and I know what a golden ticket is. Golden tickets for everyone, well done.
All right,
super
thank
job,
you.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Great team, beautiful, very impressive. Okay, we covered a lot of ground. That was it, right? There's nothing left.
Well, there is a little bit more, if you give me a little bit more time. So today I'm excited that we're also launching Medallia Exchange, our online marketplace. So Medallia Exchange is our online marketplace that has apps, which are pre-built applications for a particular industry or role. Alchemy components, the same building blocks that we use to build our own web and mobile applications are now available to you so that the ecosystem can build additional ones. And integrations, packaged integrations between Medallia and other enterprise systems with predetermined workflows and scenarios.
Fabulous, simple, available now, instant. Well done.
Thank you.
Great, love it, love it. And that's it, right?
I do have a couple of more things, if you guys let me. We have an exciting new partnership that we're announcing with Adobe. Please welcome Toby up on stage. All right. Welcome. Yeah, come on up.
Hey, Cody, welcome.
Thanks for having me. Excited
Cool.
to be here.
This is great. So Adobe, fabulous cloud leader, fabulous experience leader. It's wonderful that you're here. Just tell us a little bit about what this means to Adobe customers.
Well, I think we're here, watching you and Krish present for the last hour. For those of you that were at our summit in Las Vegas a few months ago, you'll notice our vernacular, or everything we're talking about is the exact same thing. Adobe is a 35-year-old company, and a lot of you know us from those update your Adobe Acrobat reader things on your computer. But we started out, if you think about PDF, it was about portability of documents and making it easier for people to engage with documents. We acquired Photoshop, and we are the juggernaut with creatives. And everything you see from a branding and advertising perspective, all the assets, images, videos, the vast majority of those are done on Adobe products. What a lot of people don't know is, from an enterprise perspective, about 10 years ago, Adobe acquired Omniture. And that is far and away the leader in paid analytics, digital analytics. We rounded that out with a bunch of acquisitions, including content management, and most recently our acquisitions of Magento and Marketo. And we created what we, a few years ago, called this Marketing Cloud and Marketing Suite category. And we're the leader in that category, depending upon what wave or quadrant you're looking at, which is great. But a couple of years ago, we also realized that we had to evolve that from the words digital marketing to digital experience, because everything we're talking about, I think you said it best, customer experience is at the center of all of this. And you're not doing it right if you're thinking about a technology. You have to be thinking about the experience. And I think, a couple of years ago, we positioned this as 20 years ago, it was the back office wave. It was about us. It was about companies improving operating margin, improving their supply chain, largely through ERP. The next wave was front office 10 years ago. That was CRM. That was, again, how do we make our efficiency better? How do we close deals quicker? How do we know our customer a little bit more? And I think we squeezed every last drop of efficiency out of ourselves, right. And now it's about you. That's what I really liked about what you said. And so this experience wave, as we call it at Adobe, we think is the next wave of business, and we're at the very beginnings of this business. I think we're all messaging around the same things, and we're trying to kind of attack the same beaches. But the reality is, it is a really nascent, complex space, and I think you pointed that out with all of the investment people are trying to do to get there, and how hard it is. Yeah, so cool. We're here because of the fact that we're in such great alignment with Medallia in terms of what you believe, what your customers believe, and really the potential of the two products together.
Very cool, Cody, very cool. So Krish, what does it mean? We're working, and a number of customers, we're kind of working beside each other, but now that tone's going to change a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, the beauty is that we are bringing together the world of digital marketing, marketing automation, integrating that with experience management. So that now, in addition to using demographic data like your age, sex, your income levels, and all the other attributes, you can also use experience data to determine when is the right time to target somebody, whether they're a detractor or a promoter, as well as understand the why behind the what in a lot of the digital transactions. So we're very excited about it.
Cool. So it's going to be great working with you, Cody. Thank you very much for doing this and your sponsorship, and we're going to build a huge pipeline together, right?
Indeed, we are. We're looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done.
All right.
Right, I keep getting this time pressure, so I guess that's it. There's nothing left.
There is one more thing that I would like to talk about. So we are also excited today to announce our partnership with ServiceNow. Come on, Terrence.
Terrence, how are you, man? Thank you for doing this. This is so exciting. The ServiceNow, cloud leader, cloud leviathan. I've been following this company for a decade or more. Super exciting. So what does this mean now for ServiceNow and their customers? And then we'll go to Krish and talk about the Medallia component and how we work together to give value to our customers in this new partnership.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Leslie, and thank you, everyone. You may know ServiceNow from optimizing your service desk whenever you're interacted with IT. But we've evolved quite a bit over the last few years, where we've extended that evolution to driving security operations and risk. And collectively, we've heard that our customers, like you, are getting tremendous productivity because we are digitizing workflows. But we're here today because we share a similar vision as what you've laid out. Other customers are driving us, like you, to other areas. First, like what Krish you were mentioning, we believe in employee experience. And we've got a employee workflows cloud that drives HR service delivery, especially during those key employee transitions like onboarding and life transitions, and supporting those digitized workflows across that process. But near and dear to me is the area that I work in, which is customer workflows. And we definitely share the same vision around customer experience. Customer experience for us means connecting the signal points to the workflows and driving meaningful resolution for every single customer. And it's got three elements. We think in terms of connected, bringing everybody in the organization into a workflow so it drives to that delightful experience. Second, once you know that signal, being proactive so no other customer has to go through that issue. And last of all, everyone loves to serve themselves, so driving instant actions through self-service. So we're pretty excited about being aligned on this vision.
Wow, super exciting. So Krish, we're working together in a lot of customers, and now we're beginning to change the tone of that. What does it mean for Medallia customers?
Again, here, similar to what I said earlier, we're bringing in connecting feedback data to the world of workflow and execution. So now, based on feedback coming in from your various customers, you can automatically create service tickets, you can automatically create workflows to help resolve a lot of those issues and support the end-to-end workflow. So we're, again, super excited about it.
Super. Terrence, thank you so much for doing this. We're going to build a big pipeline. Well done. Great to see you. Nice job. Fantastic. Okay, so I already know there's more. So what is it?
So now we're also announcing that we just launched the next version of our package managed application on the Salesforce App Exchange. So here again, we are deepening a lot of the integration with both sales and service clouds and automating a lot of the workflows that are based on alerts, actions, insights in Medallia. You can automatically take actions and drive the appropriate workflows in both sales and service clouds.
Fantastic.
So that's, again, a big step forward.
So exciting. And that really is it?
Almost. I've got one last thing, I promise. One last thing. So today, I'm extremely excited to announce our acquisition of Cooler Data. So Cooler Data is a cloud-based behavior analytics platform that brings in billions of data points from digital and physical data sources so that you can truly analyze all the signals. Some of the things I've been talking earlier about journeys, paths, funnels, so that you can get a much more deeper understanding of customer behavior.
Fantastic, and we actually saw a flavor in the demo, so it was just superb. Krish,
All right.
tour de force, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Well done, man. Super job. Cool. Literally cool. Very cool. Okay, so now we want to talk to some customers and have a bit of fun with our customers, great customers. And we're going to begin with our #1 customer, the customer that made a bet on Medallia when we were literally nothing, right at the start, all those years ago. We happened to be staying and enjoying one of their wonderful properties, and there's nobody better to talk about the Hilton experience than the wonderful general manager of this great hotel, Steve Cowan. Come on out, Steve. Welcome. Thank you so much for this. Steve, welcome, welcome. Now, I visited you a couple of months ago, and we had a wonderful behind-the-scenes tour, didn't we? It was super. But before we get into the Medallia experience and the guest experience at Hilton and the journey that we've been on together all these years, which is phenomenal, thank you for that. And thank you, the feedback, by the way, is super on the hotel experience, just so you know. Before we get into that, just tell us about your journey, you know, and how you got here, and some of the tour of duty that you've done with Hilton.
Well, thanks, Leslie. And before we get underway with that, I just want to say welcome to San Diego. It's great to have everybody here. And thank you on behalf of Hilton and the 900 team members here for allowing us to host this conference. We're really excited. It's rare that we get an opportunity to work with one of our partners and a long-standing partner like Medallia.
Pleasure.
But I started, I'm third-generation hospitality, and hospitality is one of these things that you really need to be passionate about. And so I've been about 30 years in the industry, the last 20 with Hilton, 19 of those working with Medallia. Been in places like Atlanta, Washington, D.C., San Francisco, and now San Diego.
Wow, you're like Johnny Cash, you've been everywhere.
Not quite everywhere. There's a few other places to go.
It's very cool. Now tell us about how you think about the guest experience. I know you're a Medallia addict, so tell us about that.
Yeah, you know, so it's really important in our business. You know, anybody can build a brand new hotel and write a check and have a great facility, but that service piece and that innovation piece is so important. And if you think about Hilton, we're a 100-year-old hospitality company, celebrated our anniversary last Friday, as a matter of fact, and we're all about innovation. And who better to provide that innovation than our customer? So Medallia provides that ability for us. And I'll give you a quick example. So recently, we were planning a guest room renovation in this hotel, and we were seeing a lot of feedback in Medallia in our surveys that talking about, hey, why don't you have refrigerators in every guest room? So as we planned that renovation, we went ahead and we did that. The other thing about Medallia that's really impactful for us is the app. You know, we're on the floor every day. We don't sit in our offices. We're out there with the guest, making a difference in the front line, and having that app really alerts us real time so we can take action. If there's something going on with a guest room, the air conditioner's not working, we can get to that, fix it before the next guest comes in. Without that app, we wouldn't have that ability.
Fantastic. So I know you guys are on high alert because we're here and everybody knows we're here, but you know that my trip was incognito, wasn't it? And so I kind of surprised you. And I want to tell you that the experience is seamless. It was the same then as it is today. So thank you for that, and thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being a great customer. Thank you. Nice job. Well done. Steve's around. He's going to be taking a few people on a behind-the-scenes tour later today, and they're going to love that. It's going to be fantastic. Okay. So now I want to move on to another great customer of ours, long-standing customer, an absolute American icon, a super brand. And they are a technology leader, they're a services leader, they do so many things, they're a machine learning AI leader. And I want to bring on an absolute steeped in customer experience professional to talk about her experience and her experience at IBM. Kathy McGittrick, please come on out.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you.
So super. So again, before we get into, I like the human side, and before we get into the big IBM story and a bit about Medallia, but more about IBM, we'd love to hear about your journey and how you got here and ended up in this customer experience world and this great iconic brand.
Sure. So I am a very proud career IBMer, and my first 8 or 10 years at IBM were in sales. I was a mainframe salesperson in New York City. And these years were truly the most formative of my career. And even though it is sadly enough multiple decades since I had the privilege of being in that role, there are two things that stay with me every single day as a result of being a salesperson for IBM. First was the tremendous faith and trust that our clients put in us when they choose to work with IBM. They put their professional success on the line when they give IBM the opportunity to help them achieve the business outcomes that they need to achieve. And second was the tremendous and unique ability of my peers and colleagues at IBM to rise to that challenge and to accept that responsibility that the client was conferring upon us and to really drive tremendous transformation with IBM. So when we began our Medallia journey, uppermost in my mind really was about empowering these colleagues and knowing the power that they had if we could provide them with compelling and actionable feedback to learn more about what was going on with their clients and to drive then, in collaboration with our clients, even better outcomes.
Wow, it's a fantastic story. So we just did some expansion work, and I should tell people that we are a proud customer of IBM as well, and we're proud to serve you.
Yes, you are.
But we did some nice expansion work recently. Give us a little bit of insight into that, and then this is about an introduction and to get to know these people and so that you can see them and connect with them in the conference. So just give us a wee bit of a taster.
Okay, so our Medallia implementation, I think, is best described as an odyssey. It was truly an epic journey, and the reason that it was an epic journey was because we were starting with 14 individual multi-billion-dollar business units, several hundred IBM products and offerings, somewhere in the range of 25 or 30 different sources of client data that all had to be brought into phase. So the scope and the scale of this thing was, to be candid, it was monstrous. It was beastly. So the way we handled that, we did it very methodically. We started with a business unit where we had a senior leader that was very, very supportive of Medallia and the premise of operationalizing client feedback, and that was our digital business, so IBM.com and all the interactions that somebody has when they go to IBM.com. And once we had that under our belt and we had some momentum across the corporation, we moved on to sales and to relationship. We moved from there to the support business, to services, and ultimately then to instrumenting the use of our offerings. So that turned out actually to be the most valuable to us, the offerings wave. We did that last. If I could do it over again, I would have done that first. Because again, here's what we learned from our clients about what it's like to have chosen IBM, to have put that faith and that confidence in IBM that you're going to be able to drive the outcome that you need to drive.
That's fantastic. Now, let's talk about the future and have our last little interaction about the future. I'm very excited about Red Hat and all of those things.
Sure. Yeah,
What do you
sure.
think about that?
So I think right now, top of mind for us all across IBM really is the acquisition of a company called Red Hat. Some of you may have heard of Red Hat. They are really the premier provider of open source cloud solutions. And this, for us and for our clients, is going to put us in a place where we can work with our clients to get them over to cloud with all of their business applications. So cloud technology has been around for probably a decade or more, but we know that only about 80% of client workloads are on cloud technology at this point. So clearly an opportunity for us to collaborate with Red Hat to get to a place where our clients are taking advantage of the innovation and the flexibility and the incredible return on investment that cloud technology will offer them.
It's so exciting.
It is.
Congratulations. It's a great
Thank
move.
you.
It's a brilliant move.
Yeah, I think so.
And so
I think so.
I want you to enjoy the rest of the conference,
Thank
and we'll interact with all the other customers. Thank you so much for doing
You're
this.
welcome,
Wonderful.
and thank you. And I would be remiss if I did not give a shout out to my peers from IBM that are here who made this possible, and our partners from the Medallia team, without which we would not be standing here today. So thank you.
Very nice. Super. Thank you. Kathy, super job. First class. Wow, what a story, what a story. We're closing in on the end. You're going to get a break soon and be able to stretch your legs. So we're going a little bit over here, but I hope you think it's worth it to hear from these fabulous customers. Great story. Now we have another mega story. So Bank of America has been one of our long-standing customers. Their programs are immense, massive, at scale. The best person I can think of to tell us all about that is Jason Mock. Please welcome Jason. Jason, come on. So great to see you, great to see you. This is wonderful. So we'll talk a little bit and just talk again. We want to hear about how did you get here, right? And then we'll talk about the Medallia program and some of the new things that you particularly are interested in. So fire away.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thanks for having me. This is a bit easier than last year, so I'll take it. Thank you. A little bit about myself. I think non-traditional background to end up here on stage and certainly at a wonderful firm like Bank of America. I grew up in Wisconsin, huge Packer fan, so this is the year we turn it back around. And then I went to the Air Force Academy, and so after graduation I went and served in the Air Force, and when I was in there I realized, okay, I'm not going to be a pilot, so what is this going to take me, what am I going to do, and decided to go and get my MBA, and when I got out of the Air Force, decided that I needed to find my way, and for me it was all about the people, and it was a passion of mine, but I had to cut my teeth in corporate America, and I spent some years with GE. And then 15 years ago, I moved to Bank of America, and it was a phenomenal move.
Wow.
Looking back on it, I have been afforded the opportunities to do probably 10 different careers within a career. Wow. And then culminating with where I am today, I'm happy to and proud to represent the Consumer Academy team, which is a team that is all about our teammates. And we partner with all the different parts of our organization, and it allows me to have a front and center seat to all things about our client. And all things about our teammates.
Well, you know, when I came to America in 2005, I was an immigrant. I couldn't get a mortgage, and I depended on Bank of America to get me through the credit scores. I'm still with them, and I can tell you the experience in those 15 or so years has been incredible, and the transformation has been incredible, so congrats on that. Let's talk a little bit about the latest initiatives. Dimension the scale, because many people here will know about that, but some people won't know the scale of the operation, and then talk about the team members and the employees a little
Absolutely, yes. And then this is what gets me going the most. So last year I was able to talk about our client care initiative and what it meant to us as a firm to really put all of our focus and our energy on changing the culture and putting our client at the center of everything we do. We even went one step further and announced a chief client care executive, Holly O'Neill, who leads all things around client care. And the team is led by Ashley Ross, who is here, and they do a phenomenal job of taking what we built in partnership with you and driving a culture through the 70,000 plus teammates that we have in the consumer bank. And I can tell you that having been out in the field and being out there on the front lines with our teammates who get it done every day, it is working. And in partnership with the products that we built with you guys, and the culture, which I can't stress enough, with Holly and the team, unbelievable momentum that we have. enough so that we've actually taken the next step, which is super exciting. One of them was your product innovations today, and we are building a teammate voices platform. So what I am super passionate about is when we go out there and we see our teammates working as hard as they possibly can with our clients every single day, well, they have a wonderful platform that they can go see the feedback. But we were missing on what about them? And so we are in the process right now of building what I think is going to be a world-class EX platform. And we're going to combine that with our CX platform, and we're going to do exactly what Chris was talking about, and we're going to bring that to life across all of our teammates, and then allow them to have a voice on what they're seeing, what they're feeling, what's working, what's not working, and then we're going to work just as hard, if not harder, that we do when we hear that stuff from our clients, and together it's going to be a phenomenal journey, and I'm super excited.
Jason, it's fantastic. We could listen to this all day. What a fantastic experience that we're having working with you, and we're proud to serve you as a customer. So thank you very much, and thanks for doing this. It's
Absolutely.
great fun. We'll
Thank
see
you
you.
for the time.
We'll have some fun later. Nice job. Well done. Thank you. One more. I have one more to do. So we're going to play a video before we make this next introduction. We're going to look at something that I'm particularly interested in. So can we go with that one? Go with the live wire. What a fantastic American product. I absolutely love it. So our next guest tells me that she works for a university. It's the coolest university I've ever heard of. Please welcome Jody Searle, director of the Harley-Davidson University. Wasn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Great, cool. Lovely to see you. Jody, come on up here.
Thanks,
we'll talk.
Leslie.
Let's talk and have some fun here. This is great. So we've got to talk about customer experience and all that stuff. It's part of the gig here. But let's talk about motorcycles for a little bit. How many motorcycles have you got?
9.
9. I've got 3, but I have a new one.
You do.
Yeah.
You have the very first.
The very
live
first
wire
production live
that
wire.
will be available to the general public.
Cow.
It was bought by this guy right here. And there's more to that story. It was bought by this guy right here in furtherance of a partnership that we as a motor company are deeply passionate about, which is the Muscular Dystrophy Association. We have an annual fundraiser, and Leslie and his team were our guests this year at the fundraiser, and he outbid everybody else to have that amazing product right there.
Put my hand up.
Well
It was
done.
worth it. It was super. But let's just tell them the story a little bit, because actually we went to Milwaukee, which I love. It's fantastic. We had a great time. Super. You had 400 people there. You raised more than 1.3 million. It was a record.
We did.
For the MDA, and it was absolutely fantastic. So well done. But what happened was, as the bidding was going on, it was a lady that was bidding against me, and actually no one was bidding until we got to, I won't tell them the price, a certain level, and then it took off, and a lady was bidding against me, and I couldn't see her, and I thought, you have no idea. I have 2 checks in my pocket, and no one's with me. My children are not here. My wife is not here. The CFO is not here. I'm getting this bike.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there, we're bidding, and then Matt jumps up, the CEO jumps up and says, wait a minute, we'll do 2.
Not
right?
1, but 2.
Not 1, but 2. But then we bought a 3rd.
There was magic in the room that night, that's for sure.
Was,
that's for sure.
and not a drop of alcohol had passed our lips, by the way.
No,
we were
mine
completely in control.
Right.
It was super, super fun. So thank you for hosting us, and thank you for being a great customer. So let's get serious a minute and talk about your history and how you got into this role, and then we'll talk a bit about the experience program and the Harley-Davidson University.
Right, yeah, thank you. So I've had, similar to some of my other colleagues up here as guest speakers today, an interesting, I think, career path in that I spent the first 15 years of my career as a government lawyer. I know, super exciting compared to that, right? And during that time, and representing the city of Milwaukee, I went back to school and did my PhD at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Go Badgers! Any Badger fans out there? Right on. So you could say I'm a bit of a data and analytics geek, inner nerddom all the time. And I had this great opportunity from a couple of law school colleagues of mine would regularly call me and say, hey, we've got a cool gig at Harley, you should come, because I grew up on the back of my dad's bike and have been a biker pretty much since I could hold up my own. And the timing worked out. 6 years ago, I came to the motor company in a quasi-legal role to do regulatory compliance. Again, not very cool and exciting. However, there were some folks at the motor company who knew my background, so I got a shoulder tap to come up and run the Harley-Davidson University, which, as you said, and as I think everyone can agree with, is the coolest school in the world. And so we have at the Harley-Davidson University this super unique position in the motor company, and that we are charged with training our global dealer network, of which we have about 1,500 dealers in over 100 countries that are all independently owned and operated. And we train those dealers on everything from how to properly greet a customer to how to install a Stage 4 performance kit. And one of the things that we are very, very proud of is what we call the Harley-Davidson customer experience. Because let's be frank, until you get on one, nobody really needs a motorcycle, right? But you know that's different. So for people to decide that they want to become part of our family and join our brand, they have to do that with a very real intention. They have to come to a dealership. They have to engage with the brand. And whether it's buying a t-shirt or a leather jacket, it's a very purposeful decision. And so when that door swings, we need to be able to influence not only the knowledge and the skills around our products, but the behaviors that are necessary in order to deliver that experience. And so everything that we've done in our training transformation, which has been underway for about 4 years, has been to filter all of our curricula, all of our training programs through this lens of the customer experience. And with our partnership with Medallia, we have been able to get a lot smarter with our insights, turn them into action, use those analytics in a way that we get right to the folks who are interfacing with the customers, because it doesn't matter if it's the bar and shield on the front of your shirt or a dealer imprint on the back, our customers see us as one. And so to get to folks so that they understand that that interaction to sell a t-shirt is really just that toe tip in the pool to get somebody on a bike eventually. And that sort of behavior and those sort of data hooks really is very impactful with those folks, no matter where they are, if they're in Toledo, Spain, or Toledo, Ohio.
I mean, it's great to see how hard you're working to bring the customers to the motorcycle and all of that. Super interesting. I have to say, when I go to a dealer and you see these guys working on the bikes, actually on the Medallia app, it's thrilling. And I went to a lane splitter in San Jose to get my 2019 CVO that I told you about, which is a super product, by the way.
Amazing.
Rendered by your customers, I think, is super. And seeing those guys, you know, on the mobile app, they had no idea who I was, and it was fascinating. It's super great. So exciting to have you as a customer. I just think it's great, and we're going to do a lot more together, have a lot more fun, and ride some motorcycles. So you're here, and we can interact with you, and customers can talk to you. It's a great experience. Great. The Harley-Davidson experience is super. Great. Fantastic. Okay. Jody, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job. Well done. Super. Very nice job. Thank you so much. My bike should arrive in about 2 months, I'm told, so it's going to be great. Okay, we're kind of at the end. It's almost a wrap now, just a couple of comments. I want to thank Bain again for the Executive Forum. And somebody said to me yesterday that there's lots of really survey company events that are really experience events, that are kind of celebrity events that don't have substance. We have real substance here, you know, led by that Executive Forum, and then the VIP dinner sponsored by Accenture, who are also sponsoring our customer appreciation event tonight. So great, tomorrow night at Prado, which is going to be super. I want to thank Kantar for sponsoring the Light Up the Night Festival tonight. Kantar is a super partner of ours. Get to know them. I want to thank them. Okay, so great sponsors actually that are supporting us here, and great. Get to know them, go to the Partner Hub and spend some time. Get some swag as well. We've already told the medallions, there's 2,000 people. The hotel has accommodation for 1,200 people. The medallions are going to eat and have coffee on Thursday, so you guys will be fine and get the swag. It's going to be great. My last little gag for all of you is, which is it going to be? Which is it going to be of these two images that we're going to be celebrating soon here? Is it going to be the Raptors? Scotiabank Stadium is going to be the Raptors, or is it going to be the Warriors? And I think that I'm not sure which is going to look better on the ring. I think maybe the Golden Gate Bridge there, or the Bay Bridge. You think the Raptor thing? I actually do like the Raptor symbol. Let's see how they do. Right, so I think we're done, right, Sophie? We can take a break now. So we're going to take a break, stretch your legs. Thank you for sitting and taking all this in. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, our experience will resume.